Welcome to another edition of Mama Meg's Kitchen. Today we are going to be showing you, I'm the only one here, I'm going to be showing you how to make a favorite breakfast dish of ours, homemade buttermilk pancakes with our favorite go-along, and that is oven-baked peppered bacon, and I'll show you how I do that. And it's really, all of my recipes are quick and pretty easy, most of them are, and they're delicious. And this recipe, I hope to show you how easy it is to do homemade pancakes. You don't have to use the mix. It's better when you know what's in your food. I love making things from scratch. I think it tastes better and it's better for you. So we're making homemade buttermilk pancakes today the way that I do it. So into a bowl, and I like to use these large batter bowls because we're just gonna pour the pancakes out when they're ready to cook. So the first thing that we need is 2 cups of flour. Now, I hope that all of you know how to measure flour, but in case you don't just scoop and measure your flour that way. You can get up to a cup, a quarter cup to a third cup more flour than you actually need. You always need to be spooning like this. So here's 1 cup. And then I just use the other end of the spoon to level it off. And then the next cup. So don't be scooping your flour anymore. If you have trouble with baked goods, that could be why. So here's cup number 2. All right, off to the side. Our next ingredient is, and the dry ingredients are going in here and then wet are going in here. We're using baking powder and baking soda in these pancakes. And the baking powder is 2 teaspoons. Let me get the teaspoon out. But we're also using baking soda because baking soda does really well with buttermilk. And I'm going to show you a good substitute for buttermilk if you don't have buttermilk. And then a teaspoon of the soda. And we always need a little bit of salt. So we're going to do a half teaspoon of salt. Most baked goods, even if it's on top of the stove, need a touch of salt. So here's and I have some of my yummy sea salt in here from France. It's all chunky and yummy, but okay, so what I do is I just mix this all together. Now, if I happen to be using one of my favorite substitutes, which is buttermilk powder, let's say I don't have fresh buttermilk. I do today, but I don't always. So here's my buttermilk powder that I actually got this on Amazon. You can find it in the grocery store sometimes, but it's 4 tablespoons of this powder to 1 cup of water is 1 cup of buttermilk. And I still keep it in the fridge, but it's good to have on hand because most of us don't usually have buttermilk in the fridge. So that is actually it's not all of my dry ingredients. I forgot the sugar. 2 tablespoons of sugar go into the dry mix. And because we kind of like it a little bit chewy, I'm going to add a 1/3 cup. You don't have to worry about this like you do the flour. That's not working very well. Oh well. A 1/3 cup of oats, because I like the chew of the oats. We like oats in our family. And you guys you can use whole wheat flour, you can substitute other flours. I'm not sure, I haven't tested them, so you gotta try it out, but this is regular organic all-purpose flour. So these are all my dry ingredients now. See how fast this is? We're almost done. Here in this, actually I think I'm gonna do my eggs first. So I've got 2 organic. I love organic. We don't buy absolutely everything organic, but everything we do. And these are organic free-range eggs. The best eggs that I love to use, which I don't have any right now, I'm getting them Sunday, is from a young man in our church who raises chickens. And it's called Zeke's Beaks is the name of his company, and his eggs are literally the best I've ever had in my life. But since I'm out of Zeke's Beaks eggs, I'm using what I got at the store. So I'm mixing these together. Just lightly mix your eggs. Add 2 cups of buttermilk, Or if you use the buttermilk powder, you're going to be using 2 cups of water with your tablespoons of buttermilk powder there. Okay, we're going to stir this up. Yeah. Now, this is just as important as anything else. A lot of the recipes don't use vanilla, but I use vanilla. Okay, I'm going to show you the real way I do this. I never use a teaspoon. I pour it. This is how I do it. I pour it into the cap, and that's a teaspoon of vanilla. So you can share. You can do that too. And do I want to add cinnamon or not? I don't think I'm going to today. Sometimes I do, but I just don't. I'm not feeling it today. Now I have also melted 3 tablespoons of Kerrygold grass-fed butter. If you're gonna do butter, get some good butter, guys. Grass-fed is best. So, basically, we're gonna add the wet to the dry. And do not overmix your pancake batter. Do not. Do not overmix. It'll be tough, you don't want that. Now, if I knew how to edit videos in real time, I will let this sit for about 10 minutes because it's much fluffier and better when you do that. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, it's pretty thick. That's pretty thick. I maybe should have added a little bit more buttermilk, but, and you know, you can add a little bit more melted butter, more milk. So in a real world, I would be adding a little bit more milk to that, but I'm gonna let it be pretty thick. And I am making blueberry pancakes today, but I do not put my blueberries in the pancake batter ever. I don't like it turning blue. I want my berries to be the star of the pancake. Now I know you aren't gonna be able to see me clearly when I go back to my cast iron skillet, but I'm gonna come back and turn this on. And I put butter in my skillet to make my pancakes, so we're gonna have butter in there. You know what, I have to add more milk. This is really, really thick. Really, really thick. A little bit more buttermilk. Not a lot, but I don't like my pancakes super, super thick. I kind of like them on the thin side. So when that heats up, I'm going to put that in, and then I'm going to show you how I do my bacon and show you my finished bacon today that I've already made some for you to see. And you really do have to heat your pan up. I love cooking with cast iron. I do this for almost everything. A few things I maybe make my eggs in the non-stick skillet, but I put everything in cast iron. It conducts heat well, it's easy to take care of, it's inexpensive, and I just love how the food comes out. And a lot of my daughters are starting to get their own cast iron skillet collections and use cast iron. But I think I'm ready to pour, and then I'm going to show you, I know it's a distance, but I'm going to show you how I get the berries on. So I'm just going to do one pancake here. And then I just put them on top. So that's how we do that. I forgot to get my spatula out for you. Okay, while that's cooking, it's not going to take long. I want to show you how we do our bacon, okay? So here is, first of all, if you've never cooked bacon in the oven, you must start doing it. It's so easy. This is a cookie sheet with parchment paper. I use really good bacon. I get Coleman's from Costco, or sometimes I get Heritage bred pork that gets delivered to my house. But I just put this on here. Turn your oven on to 400. I know people that put, I don't do this, but you could, people that put brown sugar on their bacon, put cayenne pepper on their bacon. Sorry that was loud. We're gonna put pepper on ours because we love peppered bacon. And I wanted to tell you a little secret I do with my pepper. I am kind of picky about stuff, as you're finding out, and I like to grind my own pepper. So I have a spice grinder that is particularly geared towards grinding my spices, and I get the peppercorns, and I don't know if you can see that, I can grind my pepper however I want to use in cooking. And so we're gonna somewhat generously sprinkle this bacon with pepper. And then it goes into the 400-degree oven until it's the doneness that you like. We like it pretty crispy in our family, but maybe you don't. So, you know, start checking at maybe 10 minutes at 400 degrees. Now, I better get over here and get my pancake turned over so I can show you soon what it looks like. Oh man, that looks perfect. Couple more minutes on the other side. And we like to serve our pancakes. And this is actually a creamer, but I have put organic real maple syrup. We like real maple syrup. And we have to have it warm because we are just that extra in our family. I have spoiled my kids in wanting, you know, warm maple syrup on their pancakes, and that is okay. That is perfectly okay. I'm going to show you too. I thought, should I show them really what happened? I overdid my bacon this morning. It's a little on the burnt side, but I thought, no, they need to see real life. This is what happens in real life. So I'm going to come over and get my pancake. And then show you, I don't know if you can see, this is pretty crispy even for us. It's burnt on the ends, but you know what? We're going for it. We are going for it. Getting some butter. Who doesn't love butter on their pancakes? I never promised that these would be healthy recipes, and we don't eat like this all the time, but it's certainly fun when the kids are over, the grandkids are over, to have homemade buttermilk pancakes with a real maple syrup. So this is my favorite part, is getting to taste test in front of you all, because it's so good. I love the oatmeal in it. So I've just had a bite of sweet, now I get salty. Oh my goodness. You gotta try it, guys. Homemade buttermilk pancakes with oven baked peppered bacon. Try it this weekend. Let me know. I love it too. You guys are telling me that you're making this stuff. I love that. It just makes my heart so happy to know that some of our family's recipes are your family are enjoying now. So thanks again. See you next time on Mama Mac's Kitchen. Bye-bye.